Hello, my brethren. My name is Galahad, and we are back in the city. So it is day. Good. Minecraft nights are freaky. I'll say that for later. So I'm back in my house, and because I had to get some emeralds. If you'll notice all the emerald blocks in my inventory, because I'm going to go buy that barn today. And we are at the bank. But before we go in the bank, we are going to drop off our material request. So we got our lumber order and our quarry order, and then with the orders you wouldn't actually put it in the mailbox. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to end up working out later. But I am going to put the emeralds in the mailbox for now, because that will go to the lumber company and the quarry company. But in-game, I would probably have an office set up, probably in the bank somewhere. But we'll see. And we're going to put the emeralds in here and get the old farm deed. You know, you'd normally have a worker, but we don't have a worker there right now, so we're going to have to deal with that later, and just kind of work with what we got, the lack of people. Okay, so now we're here at the barn. I'm going to put the deed in my inventory. I don't need that in my hand, and that should be good everywhere else. I'm going to keep the emeralds in my hand too. So this process will take about a day or so with the way I'd planned it out, unless there's a post office worker. Otherwise, I would have ended up doing the postal service, and that would have only been at night. So after the bank closes, I would go out and go to the different areas collecting the post office requests and deliveries and whatnot, and have those delivered. But so it would take a day for you to get your resources. So you'd have to plan ahead with where you're going to do. So normally you'd wait for a while before being able to build, and then now we have the resources. Also, with every workshop you get, except for the factory, which already has a workshop, so with every barn and whatnot you'll receive, you will get a workshop area. This one is courtesy of the city, so you don't have to pay anything for your first set of tools, which is only a shear and a hoe, and then you get a resource book and a resource drop-off box. You also have a crafting table, but you know, that's easy to get. But this entire thing right here is for free, including the clock. The city just gives you that as a courtesy for you trading with them. So if you'll notice, we have the different things we can do. So for selling our plants, it shows the different amounts that we can sell it for, and then we can buy our livestock from the city, and then their products to sell shows their different amounts. So this is an investment, and this is a slow process kind of thing. So let's build it up. I'm going to do this in a montage, because this will take a while. And I don't really think that's the thing anyone really wants to spend their entire time watching, because it's going to take a long time. But I digress. So we got our wood. Oh, almost forgot. Our quarry box. So there's all of our quarry items. And there we go. So these will be returned to their respective places. You don't get to keep the boxes. Those aren't free. But so you have the before. And then we are going to build this up. So let's do a quick build of the barn, and I'll show you the after. Okay, welcome back. And it is done. Pretty much. I say that because if you'll notice up here, I've left the mossy cobblestone for now. I'll probably change that out later, but for right now, we have that. So let's go into this upper area. I still need to light this place up, but this is where the livestock's gonna be. I'm gonna put little pins in here, and but I'm gonna do that later on as well. And then we have the upstairs. I am probably gonna just take this down and put farmland here, but we'll see, as I said before. And then we have to clear out all this. So let's do that really quick. And we're going to go into this little area here. Luckily, we don't have to go too far for the axe. I mean, I don't really need it right now. But I do want to show you the secret shop. So in this area, in the city, basically, weapons aren't looked too highly at. Through here. Yep. And especially in this area. It has to be night, so we're going to have to wait, and we'll come back. But if you'll notice, there's a shop right there. So we are going to head out of that area, and I'm going to go over to the other shop I wanted to go to today, which is the farmer's shop. And I don't know if this is going to be in the city itself, because it depends on if people have their own shops, and a lot of the people you'll see in this aren't going to always be there, and some of them will be. Like that little shop in this area, the weapon area, that will always be there. Because the lore behind it, it's meant to just stay there. And some of the other places aren't going to always be there probably. Like I probably will leave this place I'm about to show you out of the final product. But maybe. You know what, just let me know. If you want to keep this place in, let me show you first. That'll help you decide. Running all the way to the end of this town. And we got Joni's Farmer Wagon. So if you don't want this place to stay, you know, that's, just let me know. If you want it to stay, let me know. More importantly, because otherwise I'll probably leave it out, but I do need a place to get my farmer's material. And I don't want it to be a thing you get from the city, unlike the factory and some of the things for the farm. I don't want everything to be through the city, you know? So, we're going to buy from her. Howdy, welcome to my farmer wagon. What can I get you? So we got wheat, beets, melons, sweet berries, and pumpkin. Now, we don't need wheat. If you remember in my other episode, when I was going through the barn the first time, in that abandoned house, there's 64 wheat seeds. We don't need that. So, I do want to get melons. Those do cost 3 emeralds per 10 seeds, but I'm not going to need that many of them. So, we're just going to go for a couple of these. And I have 32 emeralds left. Let's get a couple of these. Those do cost a lot. And you only get 1 plant per 5 emeralds. So the S is the seed amount, and then the emeralds is the E, obviously. So I think I'm going to stick with that. But you can always come back to these shops later on and get the stuff you need. Now, why this is over here and not over there is because that's the only barn over there. There will be more farms out here, and there already is a giant one right there. So, I don't really need to make more farms over here, so I don't really need a farmer's market. And it's getting dark, so it is time to go and look at the weapons store. But I am going to have to stop by my house on the way to get more emeralds. Because if you can notice, I spent a lot of emeralds on my seeds just then. Sweet, it's open. So this one opens only during the night. So we have our cellar. Yep, we can get an axe and a sword. Hey, I have some weapons you can have, courtesy of the prison illagers. Keep it between us, unless you want to visit from the family. Now, originally, he is a part of the Rosenblüts. But if you take out the Rosenblüts, he'll change his allegiance to the other illager gang nearby, which is the one in the prison. Now, if you take them out too, he may or may not be recruited by Token Corp, and if he isn't, this shop will just be empty. But if he is recruited by them, then this shop will have more stuff. But I'll think about that later on, and it also depends on what else we do. And he might also be hired by the Crimson Bale Paper Company, which is a place we'll see later on, which is another huge quest line that goes against Token Corp, but is its own bad organization in itself. But we'll look at that later. So, let's get an axe. And it was just a stone. So he only sells stone stuff for now, but he will sell better stuff later on. Now, if you notice, there is a black box over there. So what we are going to do is, he's not a combatant. He cannot attack you, and likewise, you can't hurt him. But you can rob him. So if you look down at a specific angle, I made it really hard to get to, and you technically can just break the wall to get in here. But I might add like the deny blocks so you can't do that. But we'll see. Anyways, if we get this just right, and the timing of it just right, we will Galahad spams the jump button. Yes! Got it! We will be able to open up this wall, which takes you into his area. This is how he gets in here. And if you notice, more emeralds, and considering I just spent all my emeralds, I'm going to take these. Now, the problem is, we are going to have to fight illagers later on. That is going to be the problem thing, but we're going to deal with it later. But for now, we took all the emeralds, and we're going to close this back up. So there will be little secrets like that you can deal with. So this is the only shop out here, and it has 2 just villagers in there that you can trade with, if you see. And it's closed during nights. It's only open during days, on the same kind of sensor as that place. And then there's a broken mailbox over here because this is the... Oh! Ow! Oh my. This is what I get for not sleeping. Sorry for the intrusion. We're breaking in. I love the looks of these houses, so I'm never going to show you this. This is what one of these houses look like. All of them look the same. Basically, this is the 2-story one. Oh no. You gotta be kidding me. And see, it is open now. And he's an armorer. I don't need leather. Oh wait, I don't have any leather outfits anymore. Or I don't have a top outfit. So we got that now. And then you got a butcher. Now this is kind of randomized because I can't really tell which they're going to be. But that's fine. And their shop's empty because dangerous. Oh, and that's the prison, by the way. That is where the other illagers are, and that is going to be a quest for a later day because that is also a long quest, and I don't feel like doing another quest just yet. And if you also noticed, this shows that you have to sell stacks. You can't sell by piece to the city. Now, if you find a shop who wants to take your product, that's fine. That works out with their pricing. If they want to buy it from you for a different price than the city, and you want to accept that, that's cool. But the city, these are the prices listed. They might change later on. I'm not sure yet, but you do have to sell an entire stack at once. You cannot sell any less, but you can sell more. You can sell 2 stacks, but it has to be in quantities of a stack, just to make it worth it for the city to come out there. So you don't like sell, 1 sweet berry bush, and then 5 seconds later you sell another one. It'd take too much work, right? So we're doing it by stack. And you just put the stacks in here, and, like once a night, I would come over and check this, or whoever is the banker would come over and check that and deal with it until the courthouse opened. Then it wouldn't necessarily be the banker's job anymore. It would be the court. Okay, so I am back. I ended up waiting a day before finishing up this video because I was working a lot on this farm, and I wanted to do it all in survival. As you noticed, I spent more of my emeralds and got more stuff dealt with for the farm. So I pretty much finished it up. And there are more things I could do and more things you could do. You could do it differently. But the way I decided I wanted to do it, I left most of the cobblestone that was mossy. You can change that if you want or not. Up to you if you ever bought the barn. So here's the showcase for the finished product. We got the lower barn area with cows, and then I got a sheep and pig area, but those are not filled because I lured the cows in here and there were none of the sheep or pigs nearby, except for I think a pink sheep. Kind of weird. But then I have my workshop area still. That hasn't changed. Oh yeah. And up here is my chicken coop. I put the chickens up here because, like the stereotypical farm things where they have the chickens in the hayloft for some reason. I don't know if that's really true. I'm not a farmer, but this is Minecraft versions of Farming Simulator. So we got the chickens up here. There's only one because I had an egg and it somehow spawned this, but I'm probably going to end up buying more from the city just as how an egg. Let's try. Thanks a lot, chicken. But anyways, I will try to get more chickens from the city. Probably just buy them from the city. Considering I still have a decent amount of emeralds left, and I'm already started making money. So if you'll notice in the for sale, this is how much stuff I got while I was waiting. And with the produce being 64, so the bank can come along at any moment to collect this. You just leave it in there, and then when you come back, it's like the tooth fairy. You leave your teeth or the vegetables in the box, and a magical city fairy is going to come down and trade it for emeralds. So we'll get the emeralds sometime, but I put them in shortly before this, so that's going to be at a different time. And let's go around. We got our sweet berry bushes. I started off with the 8 I bought, and these just grew from the other ones. And then we got her downstairs. And the finished product of this so far will expand, but I gotta buy more materials or make more materials. So the seed area, we got my melon seeds that are left over, and all the wheat seeds I've been making with the wheat farm. So let's go up and check out the rest of the farm. We got wheat as far as the eye can see. Not really. That's the commercial farm that's over there. But it's a pretty decent amount of wheat. Then we got the silo that's been finished and stocked up. I put ladders in here just so I could get up to the top to finish filling it up. So pretty full of hay. I mean, yes, I could put it in a chest, but I think this is about the design, and that's what matters. So we got bees. I took the nests that were one that was right there. Like I made the beehives, and then I broke the nests and had to hide in the tower for a bit until the bees calmed down. and then I led them over to those, which got them to stay there. So I broke down 3 nests around the property, and that's where these are. If you'll notice the honey in my hand, this is the first bottle I got, so I'm kind of memorializing it as the first honey I made in the city. And then we got a bunch of honeycomb. And then, with the old house that was here, I decided to just take it all down. Just destroy it. I didn't need it. I wasn't going to use it. So, I moved the stairs that were right here, and then destroyed all the wood, put the stairs here, and then we got this little farm instead. So it's my melon farm, and we got a fireplace still. I left this in for a light source, and it's lit. I think it's cool. It's a little foundation farm, and I had to use the rest of the wood from here because I kind of burned all the wood that was on the house. Might should have kept a lot of it. I mean, like half of it was unusable considering it was like stairs and slabs, and you can only do so much for that without being a fuel source. So, yeah, and then I cut some trees down, planted a couple, and yeah, it was a lot of work. But let me know what you think. I spent quite a bit of time on this because I want to play the city as close to realistic as I can. And the farm is a nice little money-making thing that you can do if you like farming in Minecraft, or if you just want to have like a passive income that you come back to every once in a while to collect on. So for that, I mean, you leave, you go on big adventures, and then you come back to your farm, clean all the fields up, and put them in your chest, collect the emeralds, and you keep doing that back and forth, and it's just a passive income. You don't have to be here 24/7. Like the factory. Whenever you get that, you don't have to be there 24/7. Thank you for joining me on the quest to show off the farm, to fix up the farm. It has been a process. But as far as this city goes, I'm pretty happy with it and all the work it's taken. But thank you for joining me on the quest, and goodbye, my brother.